G'day guys, how's it going? Back here again for a bit of a beer update. I've got two beers in front of me, I've got the recipes in front of me as well on the trusty old laptop. What am I going to get into first? Well, I'll talk about the kegs first because I just bought some new universal, I guess you would say, posts for my kegs. So now I've got the liquid and gas posts on both posts, so there's no confusion with the, you know, what can fit on there sort of thing, so that's good. But I realised I actually had a leak, and I've just basically changed over the seals on the inlet posts. So cranked it up to 40 psi, and there was no more sounding of leakages, which is really cool. So now, rather than, you know, once a month of getting my CO2 tank filled, hopefully it's going to last, you know, at least another couple more. So looking forward to, you know, not driving to the home brew store and getting another refilled CO2. It's always good and handy when you know what the fault is with your homebrew equipment. So that's really cool. And I've got this in the mail with my beer mail a little while ago, a couple of weeks ago. So looking forward to brewing, you know, under pressure and you know, with this yeast. I've got another 2 strands on the way, which is pretty cool. So that's cool. So yeah, really looking forward to using the Quake or Quake, however you pronounce that word, yeast. Ultra, you know, impressive. You know, the credentials that you can brew with that yeast. You know, very high temperatures, very quick ferment, and no off flavors, which is just, you know, goes completely against. Well, not anymore, but it used to go against everything about brewing with, you know, these sort of yeasts. Yeah, so really looking forward to that. What else? That's pretty much about the brewery. Yeah, nothing really. So I'll get into the beers. So I have on the right hand side, which is this one here. It's still pretty hazy, still pretty murky. So this is my end of financial year pale. Just basically all it is pale malt and a bit of Munich. And in this one, I actually reused, I won't do it again, but I reused 150 grams of prior dry hopped hops in a hop sock. So I just basically wrapped it in Glad wrap and put it in the freezer. So I put that in day 1 of ferment, and then when I kegged it, I've actually kegged it on top of another reused 150 gram hop bag, which was the same thing, wrapped in Glad wrap after dry hop and put it in the freezer. So initially, before I put the dry hop in the second time in the actual keg, there was a lot of chemical flavours, and I've been talking to a lot of people and I was sort of saying because of the hop oils have actually been expelled during the first ferment, that's why I would be getting that off flavour. So I wanted to try and counterbalance, and that's why I added that secondary 150 gram dry hop. So the first, in the ferment, sorry, it would have been 50 grams of Chinook, Mosaic and Vic Secret. And then in the actual brew day, I put 40 grams of Amarillo at 5 minutes. And the other 150 grams was actually Simcoe, Amarillo and Centennial. So let's get a nose on this one. I don't want to ramble on like I did last time. It's getting better. It's pretty pungent, like fruit salad, real. Still has a tiny bit of chemical thing going on at the back there. Okay, we're going for a bit of a taste. It's certainly a lot better than what it was the first time. Still a tiny bit of, it's almost like a cidery hop chemical thing going on at the back there. I won't be reusing dry hops again. There's a good lesson there. But it's still a drinkable beer. It's not the greatest beer in the world, but it's still okay. It's still clean. No real off flavours. So original gravity 1045, finished at 1009, so 4.7%. So perfect for a Friday or a Saturday night, just to put your feet up and maybe chill out, watch a movie, something like that. Let me just get a swig of water and I'll taste the other one. So this is what I'm calling a neipa squeeze. It didn't really turn out that well. I mean, it's still pretty hazy, but it's not. Well, it's not too bad, I guess. It's not too bad. What do we got here? Okay, so we've got some Pilsner malt, wheat malt, Munich, and some oats. Pretty generic sort of recipe. Wasn't going for huge ABV on this one either. So hop wise, we've got 33 grams Citra, 32 grams of Vic Secret, 32 grams Galaxy, and 31 grams of Falcon's Flight at 5 minutes. Dry hop, there was only one dry hop of those hops, so Citra, Falcon's Flight, Galaxy, and Vic Secret, 20 grams at day 2 for 5 days. And the credentials for this one: original gravity of 1040 and final gravity of 1009 with an ABV of 4.1. So another bit of a session beer. And I use the Lallemand premium range yeast, the New England IPA, the new yeast that's on the market these days. So haven't used that one before. I've kept the slurry in a glass jar, sanitized glass jar. Basically, spooned out the yeast cake and put on top of that some cooled kettle boiled water. So it's nice and clear, looks pretty clean, looks pretty fresh. So we're going for a bit of a nose on this one. Nope. It's not screaming, hops. There's a little bit of hop character there. Alright, go for a bit of taste. Cheers. It has only been a week in the keg. Okay, there's a little bit of fruit, like right at the back. Interesting. It almost has like a really, really subtle juicy fruit right at the start, and then it sort of disappears, like really clean. Well, I'm hoping that improves as the keg gets older. Yeah, it's not a huge bouquet of hops there, but certainly doing the trick with the colour. Going back to the original, it's just a normal pale ale. I think when I was changing the seals on the posts, I think it probably disrupted both kegs, so that's probably why that one's cloudy, even though that one's meant to be. So yeah, hopefully I haven't waffled on too much. Yeah, tips, feedback, whatever. It's all good at the end of the day. So yeah, take care of yourself and have a good weekend. Cheers.